How did constitutional courts evolve in the US? Imagine a nation where the power to interpret the fundamental laws is not always clear-cut. The development of constitutional courts in the United States has been a dynamic process shaped by historical events, legal debates, and the evolving understanding of judicial authority. To understand this evolution, we need to look back to the origins of American constitutional law and how the judiciary established its role as a co-equal branch of government. The story begins with the adoption of the United States Constitution in 1787. The framers of the Constitution intentionally left some questions about the judiciary's authority open, but the landmark case of Marbury versus Madison in 1803 was pivotal. In this case, the Supreme Court, led by Chief Justice John Marshall, asserted the power of judicial review, the authority to declare laws unconstitutional. This decision firmly established the judiciary as a co-equal branch capable of checking the legislative and executive branches. Following Marbury versus Madison, the role of the Supreme Court and other federal courts expanded gradually. Throughout the 19th century, courts increasingly reviewed laws and executive actions, shaping the interpretation of constitutional principles. The development of judicial review was not explicitly detailed in the Constitution but became a fundamental aspect of American constitutional law through judicial practice and precedent. As the United States grew and faced new challenges, the scope of constitutional courts also expanded. During the 20th century, especially with the New Deal era, courts began to scrutinize economic regulations and civil rights issues more actively. The court's willingness to strike down legislation that conflicted with constitutional protections reinforced their role as guardians of the Constitution. In addition to the Supreme Court, the development of specialized constitutional courts in the form of lower federal courts and state courts contributed to the evolution of constitutional adjudication. These courts interpret and apply constitutional principles in a variety of cases, ensuring that constitutional protections are upheld across different jurisdictions. Throughout this process, debates about the limits of judicial power and the proper role of courts in a democratic society have persisted. Nonetheless, the evolution of constitutional courts in the United States reflects a gradual recognition of the judiciary's essential function in maintaining the balance of power, protecting individual rights, and ensuring that laws align with constitutional principles.